Good morning, students. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you, and welcome to our very first class in maths. My name is Maria, and I know many of you all don't know me as I've never taught you all in the fifth standard. So this is the first time you all must have seen me for many of you. As I said, my name is Maria. I teach maths and science, and this year I'm the class teacher for standard 10C. Okay. I hope to meet each and every one of you all face to face very soon, and even I don't like this lockdown. I want to come to school, and I'm sure many of you all want to come to school and meet your friends, and it's the same with me. I want to come to school, meet up all the other teachers, meet up all my students, meet each and every one of you. Okay, so now let's get back to maths. I know many of you all think that maths is a very boring subject. It's a very hard subject. It's very difficult to score in maths, but there is absolutely nothing like that. Maths is a very, very, very interesting and a very easy subject. It is just like playing a game on your laptop or on your mobile or on your computer. When you play games on your laptop or on your mobile, you need to keep practicing it to get better, right? Only if you keep practicing, you're able to score, get higher scores, you're able to reach the next level, you're able to get better at your game. It's the same thing with maths. You have to keep practicing maths on a daily basis, okay? A little of maths every day. And that is how you get better in maths, you're able to score better. And I assure you, by the end of 6th standard, I will make sure that you say that maths is one of my favorite subjects. Okay, so let's get going. Our very first chapter in maths this year, basic concepts in geometry. Before we start our chapter, I just want to inform you that maths is basically made up of two things: algebra and geometry. Algebra is basically dealing with all types of sums. All types of sums wherein you do addition, you do subtraction, you do multiplication, you do division. All those types of things come under algebra. And in geometry you are dealing basically with different types of shapes. Okay, be it a line, a square, a rectangle, a triangle, a polygon. All these things that when you learn about it in maths, it comes under geometry. So now I hope you understand what is algebra, what is geometry. And this chapter that we are going to start is going to give you an idea about what are the basic concepts. How do we start learning geometry? So that is exactly what we will learn in this particular chapter. So let's begin. Before I continue any further, I would just like to inform you that once we finish our chapter, I will ask you to do the exercise in your textbook. You have to do all the exercise in your textbook, and then after that, what I will do is I will send you a written Word document which will give you all the answers to the exercise. But before I send you that, I want each and every one of you to be doing those exercises in your notebook, and once you receive the information, the document from me, you will just cross check to make sure that your answers are right. Okay, don't wait for the answers to just copy it into your notebooks. Do the sums yourself. If it is wrong, you can take the help of my answers and correct your own answers. Okay, so let's begin with our chapter today. The first thing that I want you to do is, in your notebooks, I want you to make some dots. You all do such dots when you all make rangoli, right? So I just want you to make these dots on your notebooks. Okay, so you can consider this as you are making rangoli dots on the floor. Now when you are making rangoli dots, what do you think should be the structure of the surface on which you are making the rangoli? Can you make rangoli on a surface which is up and down? उबड़ खाबड़ अगर है कोई जगह, उस पे तुम अच्छे से रंगोली बना सकते हो? नहीं, you cannot make rangoli on a place where it is up and down. You need your place to be very flat. Okay? You need a very flat surface for making rangoli. And what do you do after making the dots? you will start joining the dots and you will form different types of shapes on it to form your pattern, right? You will start joining your dots to make your rangoli pattern. Okay, I'm not good at rangoli, I'm just showing this to you. So suppose this is what I have done, and what will you do after that? You will put color into these patterns that you have drawn, right? So you will put all different lovely red, blue, yellow, green, different types of colors into your different designs that you have made. Okay, so basically what you're doing when you're making a rangoli is you're forming dots on your surface, and then you're connecting all those dots to give you different types of shapes or give you different types of patterns. Okay, now when you're drawing the rangoli in this way, you can make different shapes. Like you can have triangles, you can have squares, you can have big rectangles, right? So you can have different types of shapes by joining the various dots. So this brings us to the very first basic concept of geometry, which is called as a point. Now, what is a point? A point is shown by a dot. When you are making a rangoli design, you put those tipka, 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 tipka everywhere. Okay, so those are your points. Okay, and when you are drawing a point in your notebook, when you take a notebook and when you draw your point, how do you do it? You will take a pencil or a pen and just make a dot, right? You're not going to make such big dots. You're not going to make something like this. This is not a dot, right? Your dot is supposed to be a point like this. So what do we use to make a point? We use a sharp pencil to make a point. Okay. The first thing I want you to remember is whenever you are drawing anything in geometry, it has to be drawn with a pencil. You are not going to use any pen for drawing anything in geometry. You are only going to use pencil. Okay, so we use a sharp pencil to make a point. And the third thing that you remember is we use capital letters to name a point. Okay, so we use only capital letters to give a name to the point. For example, if I am drawing a point over here, okay, I will give it a name, say A. So this is called as point A, right? If I draw a point over here and I give it the name R, this will be referred to as point R. So whenever you draw a point, you give it a name using a single capital letter. And when you write it, when you explain what it is, you write it as point A or point R or point Q, point S, whatever name you want to give, it has to be given using a capital letter. So I'm giving you 2 minutes time. Please copy this down. I hope you have copied it down. Now we'll move further. Let's have a small mini exercise. I'm going to make some points on the board and you have to write down the names of the points in your notebook. Okay? Okay, so I have made some dots on the board. This one over here and this one over here. So tell me, what is the name of this? You have to write it in your notebooks. Point A. This one is called as point A. What is the name of this particular dot over here? It is point T. Okay, so this is how you are supposed to name the dots which are given to you. So just copy this down. I'll give you another 2 minutes. Now let's move on to our next part. The next part is a line. Now what exactly is a line? Okay, when we have 2 points, say suppose this is point P and this is point Q. When we have 2 points on any plane surface and when we connect these 2 points using a straight line. I have connected these 2 points now using a straight line. So which are my 2 points? I've got point P and point Q and I have connected them together using a straight line. So when we draw something like this, this is called as a line, and a line can be extended on either sides. We can keep on extending this line on this side also. Okay, it can keep going further. This blackboard ends here, so I'm stopping over here. But if this blackboard would have been much more bigger, then we would have been able to continue drawing the line in this direction. Also on this direction, we can continue drawing the line in this direction as well. Okay, so a line is supposed to be a never-ending thing. Okay, it can be extended on this side as well. It can be extended on that side as well, and that is indicated, that is shown to you using arrow heads. Okay, when you draw a line and when you show arrows on both the sides, it means that your line can be continuously extended on this side also and it can be extended on that side also. Okay, so just copy this down, draw it and copy it down. So when 2 points are joined together using a ruler, we get a line. Please make sure that when you are joining the lines together, you are using a ruler. You are not drawing it with a free hand. Please use a ruler. Okay. So as I said, when two points are joined together using a ruler, the figure that you get is called as a line. So your line can be extended on both the sides, and this is shown using arrowheads. You are using these arrowheads, arrow marks, to show that your line can be extended on both the sides. Okay, please copy it down. You get 2 minutes to copy it down. Next, we move on to naming the line. Okay. In geometry, you have to give a name to every object, to every figure that you draw. Okay, that is very important. Only then we can recognize what is the object that you're talking about. So how do we name a line? Okay. I have drawn a line over here, and I am indicating the points which are there on it. So here are your 2 points, M and R, and this is your line which is joining those 2 points. Okay. Your line can be named using the 2 points which are present on the line. So I can name this line as line MR. Or there is one more way of naming the line. You can use a small letter to indicate the name of the line. For example, I am giving this name as A. Okay. So this line can also be called as line A. Alright. So this line, as I said, can be named using the points which are present on the line, or you can give a small letter as the name of the line. So the 2 ways in which I can name this particular line is line MR, or it is also called as line A. Please copy it down. Next, we move on to the next part of our geometrical figures. Students, if you are thinking that you are getting less time to copy down the things from the board, You can press the pause button at that particular time. You can copy down everything and then you can continue further. Okay. The next part is called as a segment or a line segment. Okay. Either you can call it as a segment or you can call it as a line segment. Now, what exactly is it? Now, in a line segment, you have two dots or 2 points which are connected to each other, okay? But how is it similar to your, how is it not similar to your line? Even in a line, I said that a straight line is connecting 2 points. Now, you see the same thing over here. In a segment also, you have 2 points and they are connected to each other using a straight line. But how is this different from your line? Now, in your line, when you had drawn a line, you had made arrowheads, right? This is your line AB. You are drawing arrowheads in a line. But in a segment or in a line segment, you do not have arrowheads. There is no arrowheads. It means that your line segment is only this much. You cannot extend it this side, you cannot extend it this side. Okay? So your line segment has a fixed measurement. Your line might not have a fixed measurement, it can be extended on either sides. But in a line segment, you have a fixed measurement. Okay, so you can start copying this down. Okay, so what I've written over here, a line segment is a part of a line, okay, but it has 2 fixed endpoints. You cannot extend your line segment over here, you cannot extend it over here. So it has 2 fixed endpoints, okay. Please copy it down. Now, how do we name this particular line segment? You write it as segment A, B. The points are used to give the name to the line segment. For example, over here, if I draw another line segment, I put 2 points and I connect them together using a straight ruler, say suppose X and Y. What is the name of this particular segment? It will be named as segment X, Y. Okay, I'm giving you one example, try to do it yourself. 1 point here, 1 point here, I'm connecting it together using a straight line. This is point M and point N which is connected together. What would be the name for this particular segment? It will be segment MN. Okay, so this is how you draw your line segments or you draw your segments and give your names to your segments. Please copy it down. We now move on to the very last thing that we are going to learn for today's maths class, and that is your rays. Now rays will look something like this. You have 2 points, say suppose points A and B, point A and point B. We are going to join them together using a straight line, okay. But if you see together using a ruler, but if you see it, you see that I have connected point A to point B and I have moved that line further, which means that in a ray you have one fixed point and your ray can be extended on the other side. Okay, this fixed point is called as your origin. Okay, this, how is your ray different from a segment? A segment cannot be extended on both the sides, but a ray can be extended on only one side. Okay, so I'll write down about a ray. A ray is a part of a line. Okay, so as I said, a ray is a part of a line. A ray has one fixed point over here, which is called as the origin, and the ray can be extended on the other side. So one side is fixed and one side can be extended, and this is shown using an arrowhead. You are using an arrow mark to show that your ray can be extended in this particular side. Okay, please copy it down quickly. Now I have drawn two rays over here. Let's name them. I'll draw one more. Okay. So what will be the name for this particular ray? It will be ray AB. Please remember, children, when you are giving a name to your ray, you have to first write down the point of origin. Okay. So that will be the first part of your name, and then the point which is near the arrowhead, that will be the second part of your name. Okay, so always, only for rays, when you're writing the name of your ray, it will first be the name of your point of origin and then the point which is near the arrowhead. Okay, so in this way we get it as ray AB. What about this one? Where is your point of origin? This. So your ray will be named as ray MR. What about this one? Your point of origin is here and your arrowhead is over here. So this is named as ray QP. Okay, so this completes points. We've done today lines, we've done line segments, and we've done rays. We'll continue further in our next class. Till that time, I want you to copy down whatever I had given to you during this class. If you could not copy it at that time, go back to the video, put a pause wherever you have to copy down, pause the video and copy down everything and keep it neatly with you. Okay, so all the best, and we'll continue in the next class. Thank you very much. Goodbye.